Assalamu alaikum students. I welcome you all to SM Public Academy Campus 5 online lectures. Okay, so how are you all doing today? Are you all staying home and staying safe and trying to defeat the coronavirus by taking all the necessary precautions? I hope you are, because I want to see your smiling faces as soon as we get rid of the coronavirus. Okay, so I welcome you all to another English class, grade 5, and I hope that so far all the topics that I have explained, whether they are English language or English literature, you people have understood them very well. And if there are any questions, as I always tell you, please feel free to ask me in the comment section of the Google Classroom. Okay, so today we will be beginning with a new topic. And what is that? That is a comprehension. Now you have been doing comprehension since grade 1. So you very well know what is a comprehension, right? So first of all, I would like to show you your book. This is your book that we will be using this year, and it's called Comprehension Worksheets 5. And this is a picture on it, so make sure you all have this book with you. And one thing that I want you people to make sure is that you write your name, class, section, and roll number at the top of this book for sure. Because when I will be taking and I will be asking you to submit these books, then it will be very difficult for me to recognize you if I do not have the name and the roll number and class and section on the top of this book. So before you begin your work in this book, make sure that your name, class, section, and the roll number that was given to you in the result pack, okay, on a small sheet of paper, and it was also mentioned on the cover of the envelope, make sure you write that roll number at the top of this. Okay, so let's begin. So today we will be doing a comprehension. So the first comprehension that we are doing is comprehension number 2 from the book, and that is called Molly the Pony Leaving Her Mark. And it's a true story. It's on page number 3. So open up page number 3 and you will see there the heading Molly the Pony. Now what is a pony? A pony is a horse. It's an animal like a horse. It's not exactly a horse, but it's smaller than a horse, but it looks like a horse. Okay, it's very beautiful. Actually, it's a very beautiful looking animal. So we'll be doing this first comprehension today. So shall we begin reading? Have you all opened to page number 3? Hurry up. Okay, so this is what the first page looks like. This is half of the page actually. I'll be sharing the rest half next in the next slide. So number 2, and put your name, grade, and date over here, please. Molly the Pony Leaving Her Mark, and it's a true story. What is a true story? A true story is a story that is based on the true facts. Okay, that is actually that has happened somewhere in the world at some time. Okay, so it's a true story. So shall we start reading? Okay, let's start reading. Are you all ready with the books? Okay, very good. So wherever she goes, Molly leaves her mark. Without saying a word, she speaks to people with her kind eyes. So basically in the beginning, they're telling it about us, about Molly, that wherever she goes, she is leaving a mark over there, okay? And although because it's an animal, animals don't talk. So as it cannot say anything, she still speaks to people with her kind eyes. So actually, this pony, that is Molly, has a very kind gesture towards people, and whenever people look at her and whenever she looks at people, she gives a very gentle and a very loving and a very kind expression of love. Okay, so her eyes reflect kindness actually. Okay, when she even when she walks away, she leaves an impression. So what is an impression? An impression is a mark. Okay, she leaves an impression everywhere wherever she walks. Molly's mark is a smile. Oh, so what is her mark? Her mark is a smile, stamped into the ground by the horseshoe at the bottom of her false leg. Oh, so the interesting part about Molly is that she has a false leg, right? She has a false leg. And because under that false leg she has a horseshoe under beneath it. So on the horseshoe there is a smile stamped on it. So from wherever she goes, wherever she's walking, wherever she is, like riding, she leaves a smiling face over there with that mark. Okay, that mark gets stamped into the ground, whether it's sand, whether it's mud, every place the smiley face comes around. You can see here in the picture that wherever, but it's only one mark because one of her leg is false. Okay, that is, it's not a original leg, it is a false leg. And this is the way she leaves a smile everywhere. She leaves her smiling mark everywhere. A few years ago, Molly, a pony, was badly attacked by a dog. The dog bit all four of Molly's legs and left large gashes in her face. What are gashes? Gashes are deep marks of a wound or a cut. Okay? When you are deeply wounded or you have a very bad cut, then it leaves a mark. Those are called gashes. So basically, why does Molly have a false leg? Because she was attacked by a dog and the dog bit her so badly and, like had a fight with her or maybe attacked her so severely that he eat all of four of her legs, bit four of her legs, and left marks on her face, deep cut, wound marks on her face. Okay. Molly's owner, Kai Harris, took her to an animal hospital. Now, what did the owner do? Rather than, like, okay, fine, letting her die out of those wounds, she took her to a hospital. Veterinarians there, who are veterinarians? They are the pet doctors. We also call them vets for short because it's a very typical word. Is veterinarian. Okay, say that with me. Veterinarian. Okay, but you can also call it a vet. VET vet. There were able to save Molly's life, but soon one of her legs became very infected. Okay, so what happened? That the doctors over there, they saved Molly's life, but one of her leg was actually very severely maybe bit that it had started getting infection in it. The only way to save her life was to amputate. Now, what is the meaning of amputate? Amputate means to remove or remove the infected leg. Okay, so basically the meaning is given here. It means to remove a body part that has been injured. So, what did the doctors decide? That the only way to save Molly was to remove that leg, because otherwise the infection would spread in her entire body and she will die. So usually the doctors do this thing with humans as well at times, that if they find that any of the body part is not working properly, or if it is infected, or if it is bit by a snake, or sometimes, then what do the doctors do? They prefer removing it, because that infection or that venom or whatever is the disease in that specific body part, it gets spread in the body. So rather than taking any risk, the doctors remove that part most of the times. Okay, so this is exactly the same what the doctors advised the owner of Molly, that we would like to remove this part, otherwise Molly will not be able to survive. Okay, so let's see what happens next. At first, veterinarians thought Molly would have to be euthanized. Now, what is the meaning of euthanized? It's written here, or put to sleep. They will have to make her sleep. They will have to give her, usually in here, humans, they give anesthesia, right? To make them sleep for some time so that they don't feel the pain and the operation or the surgery gets done very easily, okay? But Molly changed their minds. Now, what did Molly do? Let's see. This pony, doctors noticed, shifted her weight and rested her good leg from time to time. So, what is Molly? The good part about Molly is that actually she is herself understanding the fact that because one of her leg is more infected, so she is actually giving it more rest. Now, usually animals don't do this, but Molly was actually intelligent enough to understand that her leg needs more rest. Doctors knew that Molly had amazing intelligence and that she wanted to live. So, from this action of hers, the doctors understood that Molly had a will to live. She did not want to die. Several veterinarians operated on Molly and amputated her infected leg. That is, they removed her infected leg. a false leg called the prosthesis. Now say that with me, prosthesis. Okay, say it with me, prosthesis. Now what is prosthesis? That is an artificial limb, an artificial body part was made for her. Okay, so what did the doctors do? They removed the infected leg and then they operated her. They removed the leg and they made a false leg. What that is called the prosthesis. Okay, prosthesis for her. Molly's prosthesis was a hollow cast with a pole at the bottom for balance. So this is what the prosthesis of hers was. That it was like a pole. Okay, for her to balance. Doctors gave Molly a special horseshoe at the bottom of her prosthesis. This horseshoe had a stamp of a smile face in it. So, what is the specific thing that the doctors do? They did not only give her a artificial limb or a prosthesis, but what else did they do? They gave her a horseshoe underneath it, and that pair a smiling face on it. Now, why did the doctors give this a smiling face stamp on it? Any idea? Do you have any idea about it? Okay, let's see why did they give it. After the operation, Molly walked around on all four legs as if nothing had ever happened to her. Now, with every step she takes, she stamps a smile in the dirt, but she leaves her mark in other ways too. So, the doctors gave her that smiley face horseshoe so that wherever she goes and wherever she walks, she leaves a smile behind her. And what does that smile reflect? Do you have any idea why did the doctors give that a smiley face? What does that a smiley face reflect? Now let's see. Kai Harris took Molly to the prosthesis center. There were children there who, like Molly, had artificial limbs. They were amazed to see a pony with a prosthetic leg. Molly made them smile and gave them hope. Soon, Molly began to visit schools, nursing homes, army bases, and hospitals. A book was even written about Molly. Wow, so Molly actually was lucky enough because the whole process changed her life in a way that she became actually a exemplary pony. People, she was visiting the schools, going to army bases wherever people were injured, children were hurt, or they were having artificial limbs because when they saw that an animal can survive so easily and she's leaving a smiley face or a happy mark behind her, then those people actually got the inspiration from her. They learned it from her that if an animal can survive such a critical situation, then why not humans? After all, humans are the best creation of Allah. So humans can always fight everything. When an animal can fight and stand strong, then humans can also do that. Okay. Molly has become a symbol of hope for people of all ages. So this is exactly what I told you, that she has become an inspiration, a ray of hope for people. Her story leaves a smile on people's faces, just as clearly as her horseshoe leaves a mark in the sand. So now you understand why the doctors gave her a horseshoe with a smiley face, because the doctors wanted her to be a inspiration, to be a example, to be a symbol of hope. Now the symbol of hope, actually, look here, she was a symbol of hope for the people. The people would actually gain inspiration, learn it from that. An animal is so happy after a big surgery, so why can't humans be? Okay, because usually when people are sick, they lose hope. The first thing that they lose is the hope. Okay, so she became an inspiration for everyone. So turn over the page, children. Turn over to page number 4. We have some exercises here. Now let's see if you can answer these questions. We have just discussed the whole topic about Molly, that she was a pony and she left a smiling face behind her. How? That it was imprinted on her horseshoe. And what happened to her? She was bit by a dog, and the dog bit her so severely that one of her legs had to be removed, and after the operation she was given a false or a new leg. And what happened are then, rather than becoming sad about it, she became an inspiration, a ray of hope for the people, because she wanted to live. The doctors saw that she had a will to live, and from that on the onwards, her owner started taking her to different hospitals, nursing homes, and places where children with artificial limbs were, and she became a ray of hope for everyone. Okay, so can you answer these simple questions? Explain why Molly has a false leg. Can you tell me why Molly has a false leg? Hmm? Okay, let's have the answer. Molly was badly attacked by a dog. The dog bit all four of Molly's legs. Her one leg became very infected, and the doctors had to operate, remove her infected leg, and put a false leg. So, this is the reason why she had a false leg. Okay, now the second question. Draw lines to match each word with its definition. So, let's see. Do you know what's the meaning of prosthesis? I just told you. Yes, prosthesis means an artificial body part. What is the meaning of euthanize? Can you tell me? To put to sleep or to kill, but here it is to put to sleep actually. Okay, veterinarian. Who's a veterinarian? I just told you, an animal doctor. Amputate. What is the meaning of amputate? To remove a body part. And what is a limb? A limb is an arm or leg, okay? So let's have the third question. What is unique about the horseshoe at the bottom of Molly's false leg? Okay, now I told you so many times. What is important? What is the unique thing about it? A smile is stamped into the ground by the horseshoe at the bottom of her false leg. Okay, there's a smile on that. Okay, let's see. Question number 4. What did Molly do after she got her artificial limb? What did she do? She ran a race. She visited hospitals and schools. She moved into a petting zoo. She gave rights to young children. What did she do? Can you answer? Yes, the answer is B. She visited schools and hospitals. Okay, the last question. Explain why this story is titled Leaving Her Mark. Can you tell me why is this title Leaving Her Mark? Because Molly has become a symbol of hope for people of all ages. Her story leaves a smile on people's faces just as clearly as her horseshoe leaves a mark in the sand, okay? So I hope this whole comprehension is very clear to you people, and for this, because this was the first comprehension that we are doing, so I have given you the answers. Now moving to the next comprehension that we are doing today, that is comprehension number 4, Tick-Tock. So what does the word Tick-Tock reminds us of? Yes, it reminds us of a watch or a clock, because tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, that is the sound of a clock or a watch. So open up page number 7, hurry up. Yes, so let's start reading. I watch you watch my tick-tock watch just to pass the time. I hear you watch my click-clock watch, how you tick in time. So who's the writer or who's the author talking to? Talking to the watch. Yes, and what is he saying? I watch you watch. Now there are 2 times watch in this stanza. What they are both different. Okay, I watch. This watch here is see. I see you, and with this watch is the watch in the hand. Okay, or the watch that you wear. So I watch you watch. That means I see you watch my tick-tock watch. Now the author is calling it the tick-tock watch because it goes tick-tock, tick-tock, just to pass the time. Now, when we are like standing somewhere or we are waiting for somebody, then to pass the time, we keep on looking at our watches. So this is what this whole thing means, that we look at you to pass the time. I hear you watch my click clock watch, how you tick in time. So now the author is saying that if I start quietly listening to your sound, then it goes like click clock, tick tock, tick tock. So you just keep moving in time. You are just moving every second, every minute. Now, which watch is the author talking about? A digital watch or another one, analog watch? Which watch? Yes, another one watch. It's not the digital watch, because the digital watch does not do tick-tock, tick-tock. I wonder watch, my tick-tock watch, if it is a bore. So now the author is wondering. Wonder means to think about something. He's just thinking that, oh my watch, I think if it is too boring for you, to just keep time, that click tick time forever even more. So like all the time you're just doing the same thing, you're just keeping up with time, you don't do anything else. So isn't that too boring for you? I'm thinking watch, my click clock watch. I guess you must feel glee. What is the meaning of glee? excited or happy about something. Okay, so I was thinking that I think that something must be making you happy. Now that reason of happiness will be when you rest watch a stopped clock watch for a dead battery. So the author possibly thinks that when the watch stops or the cell just dies, or when the battery is dead, then what happens? The watch must be feeling happy about it, that oh, finally I have stopped, I can take some rest. Okay, so what is the meaning? Glee means excited, and then you have this. Okay, that the author thinks that the watch feels excited and rests in peace when the battery dies. So, do you understand the meaning of this? That it's actually the author is talking to the watch basically. Okay, in this whole paragraph. Now, let's move on to the exercises. Turn the page. Now, again, you have to put your name, grade, and date. In the first stanza of the poem, the word watch has different meanings. What are the two meanings of the word watch? Now, I just told you. What are the two meanings of the watch? One watch is to see, and another watch is the watch that we wear, okay, to know the time. So these are the two different meanings for the watch. Now for this one, I won't be giving you the answers. You have to write the answers by yourself. I'm only discussing. Line 15 reads, I guess you must feel glee. Define the word glee. I just told you the meaning, what is the meaning of the word glee, but still you can use a dictionary and find help and answer precisely. Okay, what is the meaning of the word glee? Okay, let's move on. What is the poet thinking in the last two stanzas of the poem? The watch probably enjoys taking a break when the battery dies. The watch probably gets bored keeping track of the time. The watch will probably stop working soon, or the watch gets confused when it stops. I think the answer will be, okay, I will not tell you because I just told you. Why should I tell you the answer? Okay, I think the answer will be A. The watch probably enjoys taking a break when the battery dies, because he says you feel glee, okay? So, do you think the poet is writing about a digital watch or a watch with hands? How can you tell? Now, this answer I will not tell you at all because you have to attempt it yourself. I discussed it in the when I was explaining that which kind of watch the author is talking about. Okay, so you have to attempt comprehension number 4 by yourself in the book. And the for number 2, I have given you the answers. You just have to write them down. Okay. So I hope that both the comprehensions covered today are well understood and there are no confusions. If there are any words that you understand the meaning to, make sure you go through a dictionary and find the answer or the meaning. Okay. So have a great day, children, and Allah Hafiz, and take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.